Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Joshua Sieber, February.
Thank you, Mr. Sieber.
Welcome.
Mr. Sieber, you are here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations. One count of child or vulnerable adult abuse due to recklessness, a Class 4 felony. One count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. One count of possession or use of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 16th, 8:31 a.m. Preliminary hearing August 20th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Sieber, I am going to release you on supervised release. So that means you will be leaving here in approximately 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you are promising that you will go to court on all of your court dates. You also must comply with pretrial services supervision, and you must comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Please understand these are subject to change from another judge in the future. But these are in place right now. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses, or have any physical contact with any alleged victims. You're not to possess any weapons. You must find an alternative residence, provide proof of the same to the court, and you must obey the terms of any order of protection or injunction against harassment that has been issued or which may be issued in your separate from this case. You must submit to DNA and fingerprinting at the arresting police department, and so be aware you can have no contact with the alleged victim for any reason, even if the victim contacts you first. You also may not reside at the same location as an alleged victim, even if you are an owner or renter of the residence. You're entitled to one civil standby. That's where you contact local law enforcement, schedule a time to meet an officer who will escort you to the residence so you can obtain your essential belongings. It's really just, essential belongings like phone, wallet, stuff like that.
Yes,
if you have a friend or family member that can just pick things up, that may be easier for everybody. All right, Mr. Sieber, do you have any questions?
I do. So DCS said I was able to see the kids with supervised visitation starting on Monday.
Okay.
Is that still going to be okay? Or are you telling me to stay away from the?
So at this point, that wouldn't be okay under under these conditions. That information would be good information to provide to your attorney.
Yes, sir.
And to provide to the judge. But again, I'm more limited in what I can do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions?
Nope. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sieber.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Casey Konopasek and then Christopher Donnells will be on deck.
Hi.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Casey Konopasek.
All right. Thank you, Miss. Let me see if I'm.
Konopasek.
Konopasek.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Konopasek. Ma'am, you're here on a Superior Court failure to appear warrant. You have a status conference August 16th at 8:31 a.m. and a preliminary hearing August 20th at 8:31 a.m. Ms. Konopasek, I am going to give you another chance to get to court. I'm going to release you on supervised release. So that means you will be leaving here in approximately 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Please be aware, the recommendation was max, meaning that I should have put a bond, but I'm going to give you another chance. It's really important you get to court, because if you don't, next time it's almost certain you'll have to pay a bond. Okay? Yes.
I'm homeless, first of all, and I have no car. I have no way to keep paperwork safe.
Mm-hmm.
My shit gets stolen constantly. Excuse my language, but I'm really sorry, but it's just difficult. I'm 19. I have no fucking way to fucking do anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult. It's really hard, and I want to apologize. I mean, I would love to come to court and just get this stuff done with, but
right. Yeah. No, and Ms. Konopasek, I'm sure that's incredibly difficult in ways that I can't even imagine. So I want you to be aware of that. Again, I'm giving you another chance to get to court. Unfortunately, I can't just make the case go away or something like that.
Right.
So I guess what I'd recommend is, I do know that there are services out there. Maybe you've tried some before. What I'd say is keep trying. And then the other thing I'd say is, if you lose your paperwork or something like that, you can always call the court. You may need to borrow someone's phone, but you can call the court and say, hey, apparently I've got a court date coming up. When is that court date? You also can just go down to one of the superior courts, look up your case that way. And you can look up your case online too. So if you're able to use somebody's phone, go to the Superior Court website. It takes a little bit of navigating, but you should be able to find where you can look up your case, plug that in, see the date and time. Again, because it's about 2 weeks out, August 16th. Actually, it's exactly 2 weeks out, August 16th at 8:31 a.m. Because, ma'am, again, I'm sure it's really difficult. I'd hate for you to have to spend some time in custody just because,
everything.
Because of how things are, right? And so
Right.
that's why I don't want that to happen for you.
Thank you.
Again, ask around. Yes.
Can I? Or,
Oh, thank you, Tommy. Yeah, so there's some resources for you, ma'am, that maybe
you.
some organizations that you can call to help you get on your feet, or have a place to stay too. All right. You have the standard conditions and restrictions of release as well, Ms. Konopasek. Do you have any questions for me?
no, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Christopher Donnells and then Michael Santa Cruz will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Christopher Donalds,
Thank you, Mr. Donnells.
Your Honor.
Mr. Donnells, you're here on a Superior Court direct complaint warrant, and so you are charged with 1 count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession, use of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 16th, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing August 20th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Donnells, I'm going to release you on supervised release.
Thank you.
You're going to be leaving here, you're welcome, about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your
Yes.
court dates, comply with the supervision, and comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. In addition, you're not to possess any weapons. You must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. And then, maybe this is a mistake. Oh, I think so. You're not on probation currently, are you, Mr. Donnells?
Your Honor, I've been in Coconino County Jail since May. I just was placed on probation on Monday. I need
Oh,
to
you were.
report. I need to report to my probation officer.
Okay, right. So it sounds like you have to do that separate from this, but I do have in here as well, contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Make sure to let your probation officer know that you came here and what we did.
I'm so happy to do that.
Okay,
Thank
good. I'm
you.
glad to hear that. Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Donnells. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Michael Santa Cruz and then Shanna Baker will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Michael Santa Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Santa Cruz. Mr. Santa Cruz, you are here on a Superior Court direct complaint arrest warrant and on a alleged probation violation just because of this new arrest. So in your in the arrest warrant, sir.
Date.
Oh, just one moment. I promise I'll hear from you. Just let me finish. So in your new case, the new arrest warrant, the charges are 1 count of taking contraband into a correctional facility, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony. Mr. Santa Cruz, I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 16th, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing August 20th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. All this information will be in your paperwork. You don't have to remember it. Mr. Santa Cruz, I did review your probation notes. Looks like you've been in good contact with your probation officer, so I am going to release you on your own recognizance. That means you're going to leave here about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol. You must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Great. And then, sir, so it's an alleged Term 1 probation violation because of the new arrest. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing August 9th, 8:30 a.m., downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance in this case as well. So again, 4 to 6 hours, you'll be on your way, same conditions.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Santa Cruz. Good luck to you. Shanna Baker and then Alexandra Blake will be on deck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Shauna Baker, 4.
Ms. Baker, you are here on a Superior Court arrest warrant, direct complaint arrest warrant, and on 2 alleged probation violations just because of the new arrest. So in your new case, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession or use of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. Alleged offense date is April 1st of 2024. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 16th, 8:31 a.m., preliminary hearing August 20th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Ms. Baker, I did see that you've been in good contact with your probation officer. I am going to release you on your own recognizance.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being in good contact, compliance with probation. So you'll be on your way about 4 hours to 6 hours from now.
Thank you.
Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol. You must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Then, Ms. Baker, because of the arrest, you have 2 alleged probation violations. Term 1, I've appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing August 9th, 8:30 a.m. Again, that's the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. And I'm releasing on your own recognizance in these cases for the same reason. So again, 4 to 6 hours, you'll be on your way. Same conditions and restrictions of release. Ms. Baker, do you have any questions?
No, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Alexandra Blake. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Alexandria Blake.
Thank you, Ms. Blake. Ms. Blake, you are here on a Superior Court direct complaint arrest warrant. You're charged with 1 count of theft, obtaining services by misrepresentation, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of fraudulent schemes, a Class 5 felony, 12 counts of making a false statement to obtain benefits, a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 12th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Ms. Blake, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You're going to leave here in about 4 hours to 6 hours from now. Because you're being released, you're promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release, and you must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Ms. Blake, do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Ms. Blake. Good luck to you.